Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Ki Jai Shri Shri Nitai Gauranga Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So welcome to the Sunday morning session on the journey of self-discovery. Today we are going to have a new subject matter topic, which is an interesting one. It's called the self and its bodies. Right? It is actually a lecture delivered by Prabhupada. Very wonderful lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam. One of the verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? We'll discuss on this subject matter. All these discussions are happening by the inspiration, the guidance of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, also known as the Hare Krishna movement. So Prabhupada has so wonderfully given all these teachings in a way that we can access them and then use them anytime and move forward in our journey of spiritual life. So, offering our gratitude to Prabhupada, let's begin our discussion. And as I told you, this is a lecture delivered by Prabhupada at the Hare Krishna Center in America, Detroit, 1976, June. Right? And basically the key message of this lecture is, you are suffering because in your past life you indulge in sense gratification and got a body according to karma. Basically, regarding our journey of life with regard to how we are taking different lives. All this is explained, and very nice, wonderful aspects of loss of karma are explained in this section, in this particular lecture. So we will understand this. And Prabhupada explains how the secret of how to become free from karma and enjoy real perfect happiness. This is the essence of what we are going to discuss. Okay. The first thing Prabhupada is going to talk about our actual situation right now and what should be our real situation. Dreaming versus awakened state. So the verse which Prabhupada was explaining is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto. The verse says, Ithagnes tamasa yukta upasate vyaktam evahi na veda purvam aparam nashta janma smritis tatha. As a sleeping person acts according to the body manifested in his dreams and accepts it to be himself, so one identifies with his present body, which he acquired because of his past religious or irreligious actions, and is unable to know his past or future lives. The nice description in the scriptures about the different states of our existence. The awakened state, right now we are all awake and we know, our life and things around our life. We have a family, we have a business, we have that work, this work. We're all awakened. Jagrata sthiti. Then there is one more state of life called swapna state. All of us have experienced when we sleep in the night. We get into one more realm or domain of consciousness wherein we forget our present awakened life and we get into one more state of consciousness wherein we are experiencing different things. Many things, right? All of us have experienced this. It's called dreaming state, right? In that, actually your physical body is lying here, but you're in a different state of consciousness. And one more state of consciousness, the scriptures tell us, is that deep sleep state. We understood about Jagrata, that is awakened state. Next is dreaming state, which all of us day and night we're experiencing this. One more state is called Sushupti stage. Sushupti means deep sleep state, wherein once you have left this particular body, and you're preparing yourself to get one more new body in the transition phase, that time your consciousness is in deep slumber. For a human being, and generally when a living entity is supposed to get a human life, it takes 9 to 10 months. So that state of consciousness is called Sushupti stage, right? And just for our understanding. Okay, now next, let us move forward. So here, the Bhagavatam verse is telling, in the sleeping state, a person acts according to the dreams manifesting in his consciousness, and he identifies with the dream. Similarly, when you are awakened, your actions are identified with the present personality whom you have. And all this, Bhagavatam is telling, it is because of your past good and bad activities, pious and impious activities, religious activities. Whereas we don't even have any idea of what was my previous life or what will be my future life. Right now, the way we are acting, we are not aware of what happened in my previous life, or I'm not conscious what is going to happen to me in the future. Even in the dream state, same thing happens. You're in a specific situation, you are not aware. Oh, I was actually having a physical body and now I am come to this state. You will not come to that understanding at all. Neither what will happen after this, I get up, or rather what will happen in my dream, next future. So past and future, we are totally unaware. We are living in the present, in whatever situation we are. This is the understanding of this verse. Let's get into the details of what Prabhupada is going to explain. Here is a very good example of the ignorance that covers the living entity in the material world. What is the ignorance? Ignorance about our past life or past lives and our future lives. How thickly the ignorance is covering our consciousness. Very interesting. When we dream, we forget everything about ourselves, that we are Mr. Such and Such, an inhabitant of such and such place, with such and such bank balance. Everything is forgotten. Very nicely Prabhupada says. Right? All the situations in my awakened state is forgotten. Totally. I'm in a different state of consciousness understanding. Next. And when we awaken, we forget about the dream. Sometimes, yes, we remember some aspects of the dream, but mostly not so many details. So when we are in a dreaming state, we forget about our awakened state of life. And when we are awakened, we forget about the dream life. But whether we're in the vacant state or in the dreaming state, we are seeing our own activities. Right? In the awakened state or in the dreaming state, we are that person who is active in that any state of consciousness. Right? That is the point Prabhupada is telling. In the dream, we are the seer, and in the so-called awakened condition, we are also the seer. Seer means experiencer. A person who is feeling for whatever is happening with his life. Right? So we are the seer. So we, the spirit soul, who is experiencing, remain the same, but the circumstances change and we forget. This is our everyday experience. Right? In the awakened state, we have forgotten what we have dreamt, or what was our, what we have experienced in the dream. And in the dream state, we forget what we have experienced in our awakened state, the day. So this is our state. Awakened state and dreaming state basically means we are going through this alternate experience of awakening in a way that whatever I have, I have to do my work, I have to do my duty. Everything is reminded to you, right? In the dream, you're in a different condition. Maybe you're in a different planet, different situation. But as soon as I awaken, immediately things are okay. I have to do this work, I have to do that work, I have to speak to this person. All that is remembered. In dreaming state, again, you forget everything, right? Very interesting. So Prabhupada gives us one more wonderful concept here to say that I am actually eternal. Similarly, we cannot remember what we were in our previous lives. It is obvious fact. Right now, we are not able to remember what was I in my previous life or previous lives. I don't remember at all. Now do we know what we are going to become in our next life, right? But it's the fact that as spirit souls, we are eternal. This point is very much clearly understood by everybody. My life is a journey going on. As spirit soul, I am having eternal existence. But the point right now is, I'm not able to remember my previous lives or what is going to happen to me in the future, I don't know. But right now, I'm going on. My life is going on in the present situation. That is what we are experiencing right now. Right? So, Prabhupada says further, we existed in the past, we exist at the present time, and we shall continue to exist in the future. This is what eternal means. This is exactly very nicely explained by Lord Krishna in the very beginning of Bhagavad Gita. He says to Arjuna, Arjuna, you, me, and all the assembled kings here on this battlefield of Kurukshetra, we all had our previous lives. We are right now present here in our bodies now, and we're going to have our future lives. Which means the eternality of the soul, the individuality of the soul is a fact. This much is established. Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, O Arjuna, you, I, and all these persons who have assembled on this battlefield have existed before and we shall continue to exist in the future. Right? This is the preliminary understanding in spiritual life, knowing I am eternal. Okay. Very basic understanding. But what is happening right now with us? We are changing bodies constantly. Right? So we understood two important concepts. Right now, in our present life, we are going through alternating dreaming state and awakened state. And also, with little contemplation, we can deliberate and understand that we are, as spirit souls, eternal. Right? But we have forgotten our past lives and we don't know what is going to happen in our future. So what is happening with us right now is, even though I am eternal, I am changing bodies. As spirit souls, we do not take birth, nor do we die. Like in Bhagavad Gita statement, Krishna says that na jayate, na mriyate kadachit. Means I don't have birth, I don't have death. As spirit soul. Right? But what is dying and what is taking birth? This body is taking birth, body is dying. We are not finished with the destruction of the material body. The spirit soul is eternal. It is not going to end with this material body. It is going to continue its eternal existence. Krishna says, na hanyate hanyamane sharire. The destruction of the body is going on already. So, two things Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says. The soul is eternal. Soul has no birth, no death. The body is changing. This body is born, is growing old, and it will die. Body. So we are different from the body. This is what Prabhupada want to give us the message. Right? The body is going through different changes. Next. Our childhood body is now destroyed. You cannot find that body. Correct? And the way we were born as a small baby, that child, that body, we no more have that body. And our youthful body is also destroyed. We cannot find it anymore. We're all 15 years, 18 years. Wow, very youthful. That body is not there. And in the same way, our present body will also be destroyed. And we shall get another body. This is the science Lord Krishna is explaining in Bhagavad Gita. Tatha dehantara praptihi. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara. Tatha dehantara praptir dhirastatrana muhyati. The very beginning instruction of Bhagavad Gita. That we as spirit souls, Dehi, are embodied now, Deha, and this body is going through transformation from childhood to adulthood, adulthood to old age. And the way we have changed our bodies from our birth until now, a point of time will come wherein we will leave this body and get one more body. This is very logical and scientific. Not that after we leave this body, there is no more body I'm going to get over. After that, everything is finished. That is a wrong understanding. Life is an eternal journey. This is the message Krishna is giving in Bhagavad Gita. Tatha dehantara prapti, which means we are going to get one more body. That is a fact. So, when the soul transmigrates, the gross body is lost. Right? The soul is changing completely from this body to one more body it's going to get. This body it leaves. This body is lost. Whatever. You see, the childhood body is lost. We get one more body. The gross body is made of matter, and anything material will eventually be finished. Matter is going to destroy today or tomorrow, and soul is always eternally existing. It is never destroyed. Krishna says avinashi. Soul is avinasha, means it doesn't get destroyed or finished. That is the nature of matter. But the spirit soul is never finished. Soul is eternal. Matter is temporary. It's going to finish one day. Means it's going to end one day. So we are changing bodies one after another. This is a fact. Right? So we discussed about awakened state and dream state. And we also discussed I am eternal, but why am I going through these different phases of life? Because we're changing bodies one after another. And next question will be, why are there different types of bodies? An important observation here is how logically Prabhupada is explaining every aspect, every concept of the spiritual understanding, what all of us should have as human beings. Something which is very basic, all of us should know. It's all with our practical experience. Awakened state, dreaming state. I am eternal, actually. I'm not going to die. And we are changing bodies in our experience. And why are we changing bodies? The next question. Why are there different bodies? Why are there different types of bodies? Because the living entity, the spirit soul, is contacting various modes of material nature. This is the explanation Bhagavad Gita Lord Krishna gives. We are associating with material energy in the form of modes of nature. Actually, Bhagavad Gita says, Karanam guna sangosya sadasa janma yonishu. This material nature or prakriti is composed of three modes. What are these three modes? This material energy, which is actually one of the energies of Krishna, is working or influencing all of us in three characteristic ways. They are known as the mode of goodness or sattva guna, the mode of passion, rajoguna, the mode of ignorance, tamoguna. This energy is influencing every aspect of our life. Our intelligence, our understanding, our determination, our thinking, our feeling, our way of working, every aspect is influenced or colored by these three modes. The way the energies, the energy of Maya or material energy, Prakriti, is influencing our different aspects of our existence, our intelligence, our mind, or right. When our intelligence is very clear, we are very, we know what is the purpose of life, what I should be doing. That is called mode of. When our intelligence having the understanding, oh, I have to work, struggle, I have to do that, I have to do this. I have to earn more name, fame, power, position. It's called mode of passion. And when you become very lazy, lethargic, and not interested with anything, just very laid back, that is called mode of ignorance. Just giving a few, hints or other few hints of what does these modes mean. Sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna. So, because the way we associate with the different modes during our present life, we are preparing a profile of one more body in our next life. That's what Krishna says. Why are we changing bodies? Why? Because we are constantly associating with these modes, and we are getting, and we are associating with a specific mode, combination of modes, and we are getting different bodies. And according to what modes are influencing him, the living entity develops a gross body. If your association is with the mode of ignorance, then the body will be of that type. It's like there's an example of ignorance means, you're eating meat and you are lazy. You're going to get a beautiful body like that next life, an animal life, right? Like that. So the type of association as a living entity, as a spirit soul, with what modes you associate, that mode will influence our life. So we have acquired our present body because of our past activities. This is called karma. Whatever actions we have done in our previous life, which means what type of mentality you had, what type of modes of nature associated, you are preparing your next life. And our present body is because of our past activities, past way of our association with the different modes. Karmana daiva netrena jantur dehopapattaye. One gets a particular type of body according to his past karma or material activities. Very important. It's a very important statement in the scriptures. It says, based on our karma is again influenced by the different mentality or the different modes we associate. So based on our actions we have done, or based on the inclination of our actions towards the different natures, different modes, we are created a profile in our existence. Profile means what type of body you're going to get next, future life. It is said, man is the architect of his own future, or man is the architect of his fortune. Prabhupada says, man is also the architect of his misfortune. Means whatever good or bad you're going to experience is all because of your own actions. So karmana daiva netrena means once you have done some actions, all this is recorded in supreme arrangement of Lord. All our actions are recorded. All our actions are noticed. All actions are completely in tracked. And based on that, the next future course of your life will be decided. Very important revelation. So there's nothing that, you can say, oh, by chance, automatically, why it is happening, I don't know. No. Everything is very, very, very meticulously, very carefully observed, vigilantly, it is nicely recorded, and then appropriate reaction you're going to get. So nature acts automatically according to our karma. This word automatically basically means Lord Krishna's energies are working so wonderfully. It looks as though automatic, right? Just like I'm using this laptop. Looks like if I press one button, oh, so many things happen. But behind this, the whole working of this laptop, there is a science. Likewise, Lord Krishna has arranged the material world, material nature in such a way that you do one action, he has made a wonderful background arrangement with every action that this is the reaction you're going to get through the agency of material nature or Prakriti. He has arranged all the things. Laws of karma in that way are very stringent, very strict. Right? It doesn't spare anybody. So in that way, it looks like as though nature is automatically working, but behind the nature's working, Lord Krishna's hand is there. And according to our karma, we are going to get specific different types of bodies. So we're discussing on why do we change our bodies? Because we are associated with the different modes of nature and type of mode of nature we are associating. The nature will award accordingly different situations. A nice example Prabhupada gives. Suppose you contract some disease. Nature will act. You will have to develop that disease and undergo some suffering. People sometimes suffer from dengue or some viral fever. You don't know how you got this disease, but somewhere, some bacteria, some virus you have contacted, right? As soon as you contact one virus or bacteria, sooner or later, you're going to experience that symptoms of the disease and you're going to suffer from that. Similarly, when we come under the influence of the modes of material nature and perform karmic activities, we must transmigrate from one body to another. Very wonderful logic Prabhupada is giving. That, like the way you contract a disease and some virus or bacteria, you develop a disease and suffer. Likewise, when you contact or associate with the modes of material nature, which means when you come in contact with material energy, Prakriti, and you perform your actions, you will be destined to transmigrate from one body to another, or simple word, you're going to change your body definitely. So nature's law works so perfectly. Lord has made the arrangement in this world so wonderfully. Everything is working so meticulously, so precisely. Nothing, is happening without Lord's arrangement, Lord's sanction. So next question will be, okay, I'm changing bodies, but why I should suffer? Why am I suffering? The next question. Now, when we come to the civilized human life, we should ask, why am I suffering? It's a very intelligent question. Okay, I would have done some activities, but why I'm going through sort of miserable situation in this life, present life? The problem is that because we are under the spell of Maya illusion, we take suffering to be enjoyment. Right? This is the way our bewilderment has happened right now. Let give this example. One of your friends has met with an accident and he's admitted in the hospital. Very maybe severe accident, and he has broken his hands and legs. So he's, the hands and legs are plastered and he's hanging like this, both hands and legs. You visit him to see how is he, and just to give your message of care and concern. So you go there and ask, oh, how are you, my friend? Yeah, everything is fine. He's suffering. All his limbs are all broken and he's going through a lot of pain and miseries. But even then, that's what we say. Generally, when we ask, how are you? Answer will be, I'm fine. Right? So we don't want to tell anybody that, oh, I am suffering. Actually, all of us are suffering in different ways. Right? So Prabhupada very nicely is explaining here that actually all of us are going through different sufferings, but we are taking that suffering as enjoyment under the spell of Maya. Maya means this material energy, Prakriti, is making us as though it is all enjoyment only. Maya means that which is not. That is the meaning of Maya. What is not actually fact, we take it as a fact. A nice example is given in this context. In a room, you're holding a rope. Suddenly the power goes and you think, oh, I'm holding a snake. Maya. Maya means actually you're holding a rope, but you are mistaking it to be a snake. That is called Maya. That which is not. It's all in your mind. Maya is in your mind. This illusion is in your mind. Right? You're going through suffering, but you're thinking, I am enjoying. We are thinking we are enjoying, but actually we are suffering. Right? Just like people intoxicate themselves, think that, oh, I'm going to enjoy. But why they are intoxicating? Because they want to forget some suffering. And that will cause more suffering. In this material body, we have to suffer. We suffer on account of the body. That is a very nice, wonderful principle Prabhupada is telling us. Why are we suffering? As long as we have the body, we have to suffer. Right? This is the principle Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. This body is a temporary situation and it is full of miseries. Body means suffering. Just like when you go to jail or imprisoned, you have to suffer. So body is, one sense, is an imprisonment for us. Actually, we are spirit soul. We are not supposed to have this body, material body. We are supposed to have spiritual body. But material body is an imprisonment. Just like when a criminal is confined within the prison walls, right? He feels very suffocated, suffering, painful situation. Why? Because nobody wants to be bound or imprisoned like that. That's the point. So in this material body, we have to suffer. Material body means this body of made up of the material modes of nature. We have to suffer. It's imprisoned body. Pinching cold, scorching heat, we feel these things on account of the body. Under certain circumstances, we feel pleasure. Right? Sometimes it is good, sometimes it is bad, sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm sad. So all this is because of our sense perception from the body. So Lord Krishna advises in Bhagavad Gita very nicely. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada agama paino anityas tam siddhikshvasya bharata. Material happiness and distress are caused by the body. They come and go just like seasonal changes. So do not be disturbed. Try to tolerate them. It's very wonderful instruction, right? So we understood the soul is eternal. But right now, as we have taken a body, and the soul is embodied. Dehi has got a deha, right? And this deha is constantly changing. And this deha is also experiencing a lot of suffering. Why? Because we are identified with the body. And Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, it is all why? Because the body is there, we are experiencing the perceptions of the senses. Heat, cold, good, bad, happy, distressed situation. Like this, we are experiencing different conditions. Material happiness and distress are caused by the body, Krishna says. They come and go like seasonal changes. So do not be disturbed. Try to tolerate them. The advice Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada explains that, yes, this is how our situation right now it is. But we have to have a goal of self-realization in the human life. Self-realization means that realizing that I am not this body, I am spirit soul. My true self is I am spirit soul, not the body. So long as we're in the material world, happiness and distress will come and go. We should not be disturbed by them. Krishna, we read about Bhagavad Gita's instruction. Our real business is trying for self-realization. That must go on. It must not stop. Very wonderful instruction. So self-realization meaning that I don't live in the conception that I am the body. If I live in the conception that I am, I am holding a snake, always you'll be in fear, right? Because you have misidentified what you're holding. Likewise, if you live in the bodily conception or in the conception that I am the body, you are going to always have this experience of suffering. So self-realization meaning that I am not the body, I am spirit soul, I am nothing to do with this suffering in this material world. All this birth, death, experience, different miserable situations is not for the body, is not for the soul, sorry. It's for the body, which means you transcend the understanding that you are not simply this gross body, you are something different from the body. This is the instruction Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita. So our real business in human life should be to have self-realization. Self-realization is the goal of human life. Suffering and so-called happiness will go on as long as we have material body, right? But we must come to the knowledge that I am not the body, I am spirit soul. I have gotten this body because of my past activities. So Prabhupada is bringing that concept of karma here. So what actions we do in this life will decide our future life. So better I perform activities in a way that I don't get one more material body, and again suffer in this, in this aspect of life. Actually, body is a suffering. This body means imprisonment. Imprisonment means it is suffering miserably. So the whole instruction of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata is to prepare ourselves to come out of this suffering situation. Mrityoma amrutam gamaya. Right? As long as you are having this body means you have to go through the cycle of birth, death, old age, disease. Once you're out of this body or you're liberated, that's the meaning of liberation. Liberation means you are getting back your spiritual body. Just like a prisoner, he's served his term of imprisonment in the jail. Once he's released, he feels so much free. I'm liberated. Likewise, so long in the material world, you go on performing activities which will continue your material existence or continue your term of imprisonment. That is going to cause you repeated suffering, continuous suffering. You have to understand that this is not my activities. I have to change the quality of my activities. I have to change the way I see, the way Krishna is telling me to see the world. I have to see that way. This is called self-realization. So with this, we continue our discussions in the next session. One more session part we'll have on the same topic, and then we'll conclude the topic. So nicely, so wonderfully, Prabhupada is explaining about our present situation. Bhagavatam is telling, actually, we are so ignorant about our present situation. We are just, thinking like as though I am very happy now, right? As one example Prabhupada gives about the goat. Goat is very happy munching the green grass, but next moment, the goat will be slaughtered. It is not even aware, right? Future, what is going to happen to be next after some time, or what it was previously, no worry. Just now, I'm just munching the grass. I'm very happy. If you live our life this way, without any proper deliberation about our past life, our future life, we are living a life like an animal. So scriptures advise, Bhagavad Gita advises, don't live like an animal, simply busy in eating, sleeping, mating, defending. It is common for all the entities. You have a developed consciousness, developed intelligence. You use that intelligence for making this inquiry. Why am I suffering? Right, very important question. Right, Prabhupada asked this question in this lecture. This question we should ask ourselves. I don't want suffering, but I am suffering. This body means it is suffering. How can I get rid of this body is the point. Okay. So we'll continue our discussions in the next session. Anybody is going to ask, discuss, or any comments before we close? Okay. So we will continue our discussions the next session. Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna.